Amy Goodman was asking you a question about, according to you, which organization is the most dangerous organization? And everyone is looking for answer like Al-Qaeda or like ISIS, but you said that Republican Party.
It's quite true. It's by now beginning to be recognized. So there was an interesting article recently in the London Financial Times. It's not exactly a radical rag, the leading business journal in the world. One of their top correspondents, Edward Luce, said that he'd been following murderous, violent groups all over the world for 30 years, but he's never seen anything as contemptible, dangerous, nihilistic as the current Republican Party. And interestingly, there was a reaction by a former head of the CIA who said, yes, he agrees.
Interesting part is like, obviously Trump played a big role in this current Republican Party. I mean, during his term, he hired his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, to make peace with the Palestinians by excluding Palestinians to make peace for Palestinians. And he called it the deal of the century. You can see that, I mean, it gone so bad now in American politics about in terms of foreign policy. It's just reckless. Everything is reckless. They're sending weapons to Taiwan. They're doing things with like Ukraine situation instead of negotiations or trying to find some kind of solution.
Take negotiations and diplomacy. It's very interesting. Take Ukraine. In the United States, if you propose negotiations and diplomacy, you're bitterly condemned as a Putin lover, communist sympathizer, and so on. Even respected people like Henry Kissinger. Cross the ocean, go to Germany. 77% of the population in Germany want negotiations right now. I doubt that that'll be reported in the United States, but that's Germany. It's not the global South, where of course everybody's calling for negotiations to end this war. United States, you're demonized if you even propose it. Even on the left, you're demonized. It's pretty shocking.
I mean, the way we are seeing the world right now in terms of climate politics, fossil fuel industry, the war in Europe, and all kind of things are like churning up everywhere. And we saw like the rise of far-right parties in like middle of Europe. I mean, sometimes because I'm a war child, I get anxious every day that it can flip very soon. And that's the end.
Yeah, I think that's quite true. I think Europe is in the midst of some serious rethinking about whether they should continue to hang on to Washington's coattails and suffer the effects. And of course, Europe is suffering severely from the US refusal to allow any kind of negotiations in Ukraine. The United States is immune. Doesn't affect the United States. In fact, it's a benefit. Fossil fuel companies love it. Military industries love it. No shortages in the United States, no problem. Not so for Europe. There's a natural relation between Western Europe and Russia. Russia has resources, scientific talent. Western Europe doesn't have the resources. It has industry, technology. It's just an accommodation has to be reached. And I think European populations are coming to see that. That's why you have 77% of the population of Germany calling for negotiations to end the war. In the United States, you can't even make the statement.